Many of you still sending a lot more of the messages. We have in the studio Justice Joe Appiah, known to many of us just as Joe Appiah. He's a member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, and thanks for joining me. How are you?
Thank you, Roland.
All right. And we have to get on to the discussions. We'll talk a lot more politics. The police have provided security for the political parties. Now they say that they'll provide the needed security for the flag bearer, the deputy flag bearer as well. But even there have been calls for the chairman as well as the general secretaries. Are you satisfied with the way the police have come out with it?
Yeah, many thanks. I agree with Ablikmanov. I think it's long overdue. You know, these things are just, you know, normal, you know, political procedures that political parties should enjoy. You know, when you go to Benin, when you go to Togo, when you go to Nigeria, the opposition parties have police protection, and I think it is long overdue. We don't have to wait for the media to, you know, talk about it before the government could take such a drastic decision. And I think it's long overdue. And what we did was to get these three South African security personnel to train our people. I think it was in the right direction. And lo and behold, they were just whisked up from this country and repatriated. I think it's very unfortunate.
Do you think the incident may have prompted the police to expedite action?
That is it. You know, when you call them mercenaries,
that's mischief.
Yeah, I know, but when you call them mercenaries, what do you think about mercenaries? You are redeeming the image of Ghana in international market. You're calling people mercenaries. Those people who are coming to invest in this country, they will say that Ghana is not a safe country because we have mercenaries in this country. In fact, it is retarding our progress. That is a discipline, the way I see it. And I think the better the government should say anything about those guys that they are. If they are mercenaries, they should be tried in this country for them to be, you know, for them to be charged that they are really mercenaries. But you just come out and say they are mercenaries, and you are damaging the image of this country. It's just unfortunate, and I think we have to condemn it in the highest order.
One of the things that we're talking to with Na Hamza Yakubu, the police chief superintendent in the studio before you came in, was the subject of the various vigilante groups that the political parties have. You go to the Ashanti region, we have Delta Force, we have Invisible Forces, the NDC also have Azoka Boys, etc. What do you make of political parties having some of these groupings for their security protection?
Yeah, I think it's not in the right direction. No, if you want peaceful elections in this country, these groups have to be disbanded. Yakubu is a very good friend of mine. You know, people should talk about him that he's not sincere, but I don't see anything wrong with Yakubu. You know, being a very good friend, and well, it's a challenge for these elections. He is in charge of Amory. So I wanted to exhibit. You see, at the end of the Roland, you see, if Ghanaians says they are voting you out, whatever you do, the kind of rigging, the kind of intimidation, it will never wash. So I am saying that Yakubu is a nice gentleman. He's in charge of police armory. He should make sure he does the right thing for Ghanaians to see that really he is on top of issues. That is all. Yeah, but these groups that causes mayhem in this country, I don't think it's in the right direction. Azuka Boys and
Invisible Forces,
Delta Forces, what is all this? We don't need them in this country. But because of personal security, that is why these groups are there to, you know, enforce security for these political parties. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think if the police will be very sincere to ourselves and come out with a police service or a police force that is neutral, that is transparent, I don't think we need these forces, you know, to retard our progress in terms of our elections that is coming on 7th.
How should the political parties collaborate with the police to disband some of these groups? In what way should
it will depend upon the trust that the political parties have in the police administration. You know what I'm talking. It's depends on the trust that they have, the confidence in the police administration. If they are to exhibit professionalism, the political parties are prepared to abide by. Simple. But if, unquote, that they are loyal to one political party, then of course, the other political parties will arm themselves by these groups. so that at the end of the day, they also have protection or security within their party. That is it. So we are appealing to the IGP to give us a professional policeman that can secure the country in terms of this voting process. That wouldn't have problem in this country. I think when they abide by this, I don't think there'll be problem in this country. And Ghanaians will vote without any problem. Ghana will not be like Kenya. Ghana will not be like Rwanda. Ghana will be Ghana, as we are touted as the beacon of hope for Africa.
Well, a very interesting point as far as we're concerned. Now, let's look at the subject of a new appointment of the Bank of Ghana governor. And we know that this came up the last 12 hours. It's in the person of Dr. Issahaku. This follows the resignation of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa. We know that all these have got implication on management of the economy, for which your party and other critics of government have had a lot more say.
Yeah, you see, Wampa is somebody I have a lot of respect for him. He's been a governor for over 30 years. He's been Bank governor for over 32 years. He's a very experienced man. He's been Bank governor for all these years. But actually, the monetary aspect of our economy is what I don't agree with him. The monetary. And the worst of all is the NDK, is it NDK what? NDK scandal, DKM scandal in the Brother Hafo. Because being a regulator, your work is to make sure you regulate the microfinances so that the excess of borrowing, the excess of collecting monies from customers, you go to the account, you see serious, huge monies. And the interest they are paying for depositors is just amazing. And being a regulator, these are the measures that you have to take so that you bring them to book. That my brothers and sisters, I've seen serious monies in your accounts. Let me know what you are doing. If really Wampa was on top of issues, this wouldn't have arisen. Because the money they were collecting was so huge, and the interest they were paying was so huge. So, we remember R5, this is just around your area, and is it R5 and, those microfinances, Piram and those things. And I don't see, you see big men, pastors, even political heads.
Investing in them?
Investing in it, pastors.
Are you serious?
Yes. Political heads investing. Police officers, military officers investing. I mean, this is beyond the bounds of human reasoning. How can you do such a...
But the interest rates are enticing.
Yeah, but Roland, but R5 was there, Piram was there, and we're giving huge interest rates. And you see what happened? This is beyond the bounds of human reasoning. I can't just believe it. Then why should this happen?
You mean you wouldn't have put your money in there?
I mean, how could I do it? Would you do it?
If they're offering 40%.
How do you pay 40% if they are paying 40%? Then you go invest. Every shortcut is bad. Every shortcut is bad. How do I do that?
Well,
I can't do that. It's just too amazing. I can't just believe it.
So now we have a new governor.
Yeah, so there's this new governor we are talking about. Well, as I'm saying, one part did his best, but the monetary aspect of our economy was worse. It wasn't good at all. Now you can see the dollar in the city excavating. Now, this young man is here, the new governor is here. The advice to him is to make sure we want prudent measures, good fiscal policies. Though the policies are from the government, the Ministry of Finance, and the policy makers, that is the executive. But the monetary aspect is to make sure the city is stabilized so that Ghanaians will have value for money. And we are telling him, if it's because of election that he has been brought there, then he must, I mean, we are good. We've opened our eyes like eagle. That 2012, we spent over $4 billion on election year. This thing cannot happen in this country again. Never. So he must be very, you see, it's 6 months to 7 months to election. He can do something about it. Roland, he can do something about it if really he's good. He can change the monetary policy, then make sure the city is stabilized and we have a good economy, at least.
We have a package with the IMF we're currently on or we're running. And as part of that very package, we're not supposed to borrow a lot more than within what we've stipulated. Do you have the confidence that we can't go according to our strict outlines with
Roland,
the
the excessive borrowing is unprecedented in Ghana's history. I can't just understand it. The excessive borrowing in this country is just unprecedented. Why borrowing?
Oh, it's for development projects.
What kind of
that's what the government said.
No, it's not kind of development. My brother, the unemployment is under ascendancy in this country. There are young men and women. They're not going to bet houses. That's what they are doing. You train your child, pay school fees. Some have got master's degree, and they are still at home. These science students, they are still at home. Why should this still happen to us? And you are telling us development projects. What kind of development project have you been able to initiate it? Right down from.
Well, we have the sugar factory in Elbina.
What are you talking about? Right down.
We have various infrastructural projects that have been outlined. The circle interchange. We are told.
Who has to do it? You are holding the public purse. This is what you have to do. It is your mandatory power. Power of yourself to do it. You see, and when you put up a small project, you just let Ghanaians know that you have done something that has never happened before. And look at the excess money that you have got, even from the colonial regime up to the time Kufuor was existing, about 65 years. Our external borrowing is 9.5 billion Ghana cedis. 9.5 billion Ghana cedis for 65 years. You just came to power from 2009 up to now, 6 to 7 years. You have exceeded by 99.9 billion Ghana cedis. What are we talking about? These projects, you can see you can see what Achampon did, Operation Feed Yourself, and the whole Dansuma Estate project. You can see Liman with his projects buying aeroplanes and some of the infrastructure that he did.
Reflecting the Black Star Line.
The Black Star Line, reflecting the Black Star Line. You can see Jerry Rawlings with some of the infrastructure projects which is visible. The conference center, a whole lot of, you can see Kufuor, the presidential palace, there's 4 stadiums, and you can see huge infrastructure, road infrastructure, all these.
But this one too, you can see. You can see that there are projects, for example, the ones that I mentioned. There's going to be an international airport in Tamale.
My brother, is there value for money?
Have you read the Green Book?
If
That's Joe up here. Have you read the Green Book?
The Green Book is starting to go. The Green. I just want to see the Green Book.
You don't want to see
it? It is all malicious.
Try and see it because there are projects.
My brother, it is never. I would never look at this Green Book. I can't look at this Green Book.
You mean they are not true?
All these projects are projects that have been done by Chairman Rawlings and even Kufuor. Then you initiate it. Are
you sure about what you're saying?
Yes, it is true. If the Green Book, I will show you some of these pages. You see, you can't just do that. You see, Mr. President hasn't got any message for this country. The youth unemployment, the taxes, the high taxes, the importers, huge taxes. What are the messages to them? What are the messages to the drivers? What are the messages to the ordinary people? You see, at the end of the day, the ordinary Ghanaian do not understand the big economic English, the micro and the macro stability and the GDP. What is GDP to the ordinary Ghanaian like me? He doesn't understand the GDP. He doesn't understand the macro and the micro stability. What he understands is at least 2 square meals a day.
But you do understand that some of those variables are critical for the strengthening or not of the economy.
Yeah, I know, but this is, if we are to reduce the excessive borrowing, or we have to reduce the corruption in this case, just 10%. We don't go in for IMF bailout. Never. 10% we will never go for IMF bailout.
So do you have confidence that the new appointed Bank of Ghana government will be able to stem the tide?
At least he has 6 months to make amends. The monetary policy of this government should be exposed now. Now that he has come in, he should at least make sure he does the right thing. But not on election year that is going to be reckless, spending huge monies again, like what happened in 2012 when $4 billion was used for elections. No. But let's get to the point that you are talking about, the infrastructure. What infrastructure? This circle interchange that they are putting up. You understand what I'm talking about? China did it 2 kilometers, even in the sea.
But we're not in China.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. In the sea, deep sea.
China, they have all the best raw materials.
Yeah, but we also have it. We have it here. They have sand, we have sand. They have cement, we have cement. They have iron rods, we have iron rods. What are you talking about, Roland?
Cost of production is different.
This doesn't matter, but
It does
2
matter.
kilometers
It does
in
matter.
the deep sea is $70 million. And you do just a half kilometer for $178 million. Is there value for money? The crown agents telling us that the Rich Hospital was inflated by $142 million. Now let me tell you something about Dangote, the Nigerian
billionaire who has his factory also in Ghana.
In Ghana.
The cement factory.
He is putting up 1,000 bed hospital at the cost of $12 million. State of the art. I have the documents. I have the perspective of the hospital, more than what they are putting up there. The finishing, glass on glass, that is curtain wall, glass on, announcing glass on glass. Serious finishing. Huge infrastructure. 1,000 beds for $12 million. You are just renovating Rich.
It's not really true. If you go to Rich, it's a whole new building is being put.
I'm a parliamentarian. We pass the. It's not a new building.
The project is captioned Rich Hospital Rehabilitation.
That is it.
Okay.
So
but the rehabilitation they're talking about is the rehabilitation of the existing and building of a new structure.
No, it's not a new structure. It is rehabilitation. That's what came to Parliament. So I wouldn't take it.
I think everybody passed through there. I think they can.
Yeah, but it came to Parliament, and I'm a lawmaker, and I'm telling you, it's rehabilitation. It's not a.
I'm talking about what I see.
Yeah, but what came
putting
to
up a new
what came to me for me to approve? I'm telling you, you are in Parliament. I'm telling you. You see, so just 420 beds for rehabilitation is costing the taxpayer over almost $300 million, and you are telling me infrastructure is there value for money, Roland? This is what we are talking about. The excessive project hikes. The crown agents told us that is what is happening. All projects. Look at even Kumasi Airport.
Okay.
Concrete works and lights. Costing the taxpayer almost $30 million. A job that $4 million can do.
How do you
Oh, yes, but we have to assess it. Go there and assess it. Let everybody go there and assess it. A concrete work and an industrial lights. And you are telling me I should pay the taxpayers, your tax money and my tax money, $29 billion. That this thing could cost $4 million. What are we talking about? And you are telling me changing the lives of the people. You're not, Mr. President, you are not changing the lives of the people of this country.
Please wrap up on this, because we have another issue. The NPP apparently came out with a statement on Monday from over the weekend that seemed to indicate they were directing all their communicators and representatives not to appear on two Accra-based radio stations belonging to the Despite group of companies, NEAT FM as well as OKFM. And subsequently, we had one of the presenters or show hosts, Adakabre from Pomanso, also come out to say that he's had threats on his life. He's also had the flag bearer of the party not speak to him towardly and not speak to him in kind. And as a result of that, he felt his life was under threat. Of course, subsequently, the NPP has come out with a statement saying that he needs to prove or substantiate all the allegations that he raised in his interview with Joy FM on Monday morning.
My brother, you, Roland, you are just sitting here. The whole world, media is very powerful. They are there to make sure.
Well, so they say.
Oh yeah, it is true. They are the forefront of the,
And that's what we are told.
The media is very powerful. As we are sitting here, the whole world is watching you. Your utterances, your behavior, and people could testify the way you coordinate your program. No, with a class, the professional ethics in journalism is what you're exhibiting now. I'm not praising you, but we have a lot of Rolands that are manning all the, a lot of people right now that are manning all these, political programs. They do it with decency, decorum, professionalism. Roland, if you are doing something and it's not, I will tell you right now, before the camera, that Ghanaians, this guy is not helping this nation. And something that will retard our progress in terms of defamation, you wouldn't, succumb to that. You have to stop me. No, you can't do the Honorable Joe Appiah. This is decent. This is a decent program. The whole world is watching you. So you want decency and decorum. This is what they are saying. You see, Kwame Nkrumah during my elections, he also subjected me to public ridicule. You? Oh, yes. On air. Oh, yes. My parliamentary candidate. She would just call her for an interview, and my parliamentary candidate will also raise insults on me. But forgive her, because now at the moment I'm still working for her. But I'm trying to tell you what Kwame Nkrumah was able to do, just to provoking me. And when I take a phone...
So you are claiming that you've also been a victim?
Oh, I've been a victim, plenty. And when he take a phone and he hears my voice, he'll just bang it. The following morning, you call that lady and start to ridicule me. This was what he was doing. So when he came out, I said, yes. Now I wouldn't say.
So now your party says that none of your representatives should go there.
Well, I think
they've come out with a statement. That's the Despite group of companies, actually representing both Meet FM as well as OKFM. Do you think that your party took the right decision?
It's a very right decision, because it has been going on, and that's been going on, it has been going on. You always subject the flag bearer to public ridicule. It's not a good thing. You see,
well, they say that the flag bearer is only if there's criticism in the press and they are reviewing, they also just tend to mention it, and it seems to posit your flag bearer as an individual who doesn't want to be criticized.
Who told you?
Or doesn't tolerate criticism.
But it's coming to every day. They will just...
Well, precisely.
If you look at his birthday, if John Mohammed's birthday, if I am called to say to say something about John Mohammed's birthday,
you'll say good things.
I'll say good things about my president. You call Kofi Adams, you call Kwame Nkrumah, you call people who are insulting. They will insult this, but every day. Somebody is 72 years. I go for this 2 years. What problem has he got that you just call him to insult him? This is what they are doing.
Well, precisely the criticism that your party and your flag bearer don't take criticism kindly.
We take it, but it's becoming too much. It's becoming too much. It's not a good thing at all. So what we are saying, they want decency and decorum in our politicking.
What about the other criticism that you're only trying to stifle free speech or gag the media? Not the entire media, but especially 2 radio stations and the platforms that they have to do political party discussions or political party programming.
Yes, the Nakufado, when he was the Attorney General, what did he do about the media? Freedom of speech.
Repealing the criminal libel law.
That is it. He did it. So what are we talking about? We like constructive criticism. Not to criticize for criticism's sake. Nobody gets out and start insulting John Mahama. Does it make sense, Roland? No.
So now,
what is good for the
your party says that they are going to have a lot more tete-a-tete or discussions with the heads of the 2 companies.
I agree with them totally.
Before the...
Then you see, it's good that this thing has happened. So that at least they have to be very cautious.
Somebody said that's what you want. You want them to be cautious, not to be saying anything negative.
So they should insult the flag bearer always.
What's the evidence that they insult?
That is what they are doing. That has come out.
What's the evidence?
The evidence are there for Ghanaians to see in the morning shows.
Justice Joe Appiah, we have to wrap up our discussions this morning. I've enjoyed my conversation with you. I hope that when we call you again, you'll be able to pass through. You're on recess, aren't you?
Yes, I'm on recess.
When are you resuming?
First week in May.
Ah, okay. Good for you. So Justice Joe Appiah is a member of Parliament.
But we just missed out one of our colleagues, the member of Parliament for Odomi Brakwa. The husband died. Today is the week.
So you're going for the funeral?
We are going for the 1 week at Afinia.
Okay.
So Ghanaians, he's an NDC and an MPP. We are all together, to mourn with it. That is it. That is beautiful in democracy. Yeah.
That's all. Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, our guest for AM Talk this morning. Next, we'll have to bring you entertainment, and we'll, as always, bring you a lot more of the update from the industry. To stay on.